Water, the unique substance required for the survival of life. Let's look at some of its physical properties. Pure water is colorless, it is odorless and tasteless. Now when I say that it is tasteless, you must have experienced a difference in taste of the normal drinking water and if you take water which is boiled. Now pure water, that is when you boil water, it becomes pure water. And the taste of this boiled water is tasteless. That is, it has no taste to it. This is because the normal drinking water that we take, it has some, when you boil water, you see that some white residue remains. So the normal drinking water that we take, it has some minerals and gases dissolved to it. These minerals and dissolved gases give the slight taste to water that we experience. So normal drinking water has some slight taste to it, but when we talk of pure water is tasteless. The freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius. This is the temperature at which the liquid form of water changes into the solid form, that is ice. The boiling point is the temperature at which the liquid state changes into the gaseous state. The boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. This is the temperature at which water changes into steam. Now, for any substance, when the liquid state is changed into the solid state, how do we bring about this change? We cool the liquid state. That is, we extract heat from the liquid state. When we extract heat from the liquid state, the temperature decreases, the kinetic energy of the particles decreases, and so the speed of the particles decreases. Hence, the particles come closer to each other and the interparticle spaces between the particles decreases. And so the liquid state changes into the solid state. Now for the same substance, the liquid state has a greater volume and the solid state has a lesser volume. This is because as the particles come closer to each other, the volume decreases. Now you know that density is defined as mass per unit volume. Now if we take the same mass, so what do we get? If the volume increases, the density will decrease. We keep the mass constant. So for the same mass, if the volume increases, the density decreases. Or in other terms, we can say as the density decreases, the volume will increase. Now similarly, we can talk of the vice versa case. That is, as the volume decreases. Now if the volume decreases, for the same mass, the density will increase. And also, we can state this as the density increases, the volume will decrease. So we see that they are reciprocal terms, density and volume. As one quantity increases, the other decreases. So now for the same substance, the liquid state has a greater volume. So the liquid state will have lesser density as compared to the solid state. So for one substance, the liquid state of that substance will have a lesser density as compared to the solid state of the same substance. In physics, you must have studied that substances having lower density, they float on the substances having higher density. Now for the same substance, the liquid state, as we had just seen, the liquid state has lesser density as compared to the solid state. So ice is the solid form of water. If ice is the solid form of water, it should have greater density as compared to water. So ice should sink in water. But what we observe is that ice floats on water. So why does ice float on water? Let's try to answer this. Water has a unique property. This is how the density of water varies. So let's say that we first cool water from 10 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius. So like all liquids, the density increases. As the density increases, the volume decreases. So water contracts. So at 4 degrees Celsius, the density of water is maximum. that is 1000 kg per meter cube. So at 4 degrees Celsius, it has the maximum density, so it has the minimum volume. So from any greater temperature, when we bring it to 4 degrees Celsius, it shows the normal behavior as the other liquids do. But after 4 degrees Celsius, if we further cool it from 4 degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius, we observe that water shows a unique behavior. The density further decreases. As the density decreases, at 0 degrees Celsius, there is formation of ice. So ice has lesser density as compared to water and greater volume as compared to water. So we observe that the density of ice is lesser as compared to that of water. And this is the reason why ice floats on water. And this unique property of water enables marine life to survive in colder regions. Since it shows this behavior of density, water is said to exhibit anomalous expansion. Anomalous means unusual or abnormal. So unlike other liquids, the density variation of water is different. So it first shows a greater density from 10 degrees Celsius or from a greater temperature. If we cool it to 4 degrees Celsius, it shows the normal behavior. But after 4 degrees Celsius, if we further cool it, it shows an abnormal behavior. It shows a further abnormal expansion. And this is what is known as anomalous expansion of water. And this enables marine life to survive in colder regions. So even if there is formation of ice, that is at 0 degrees Celsius, ice formation takes place. Since ice has lesser density as compared to water, so ice floats on water. And water at 4 degrees Celsius, water has the maximum density, so it sinks at the bottom. So we have water formation, that is, water is there at the bottom. And even if the temperature is further cooled, so as the temperature is cooled at 0 degrees Celsius, ice formation takes place. Ice, having lesser density as compared to water, floats on water. So even if there is ice formation, there is water at the bottom, and this enables marine life to survive in colder regions. So what is happening here? When water is cooled, say from any temperature, say from 6 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius, it first contracts, like the other liquids do. At 4 degrees Celsius, the density of water is maximum. When we further cool it, the density decreases. As the density decreases, the volume increases, and it continues to do so till the temperature reaches 0 degrees Celsius. And this is the temperature at which ice formation takes place. So the density of ice is lesser as compared to water. It floats on water, and this is what enables marine life to survive in colder regions. So let's see how anomalous expansion of water helps marine life to survive. So even if there is formation of ice on the top, there is water beneath. So this helps the fishes to survive even in colder regions. The density of water is maximum at 4 degrees Celsius, that is 1000 kg per meter cube. So if we take two blocks of equal dimensions, that is 1 meter cube, in order to balance the block completely filled with water, we need a mass of 1000 kg. So the density of water is 1000 kg per meter cube. The density of water is maximum at 4 degrees Celsius, which is 1000 kg per meter cube or 1 gram per centimeter cube. Since the density is maximum at this temperature, it has the minimum volume at 4 degrees Celsius. The property of water that enables marine life to survive in colder regions. What is that property? We know that water shows a unique property. When it is cooled further beyond 4 degrees Celsius, it starts showing decrease in density. As the density decreases, the volume increases. So ice has a lesser density as compared to water, and this property of water is known as anomalous expansion of water. So the property of water that enables marine life to survive in colder regions is the anomalous expansion of water.